a really great comment here by Paul Loberman on the question. So great initiatives from everybody. Now that these solutions are ready to go, how can the great community help raise awareness outside of just the fintech bubble that we've got? What is the opportunity, do you think, to get these solutions really into the hands of those that really need it? I mean, maybe if I go, Freddy, to you on that one, because I mean, having the good idea and getting it out there, getting it made. But these are things that arguably the more people know about them, the better the outcome is going to be for more people, isn't it? So what can we do as a community, do you think, to accelerate the benefit that we can drive to consumers?
I think from our perspective and through what I've seen from the project that we embarked on was that going through government and going through regulators was that there was a very strong and welcoming reception. And I mean, we've always said, you know, our regulator, the FCA, has been, you know, very, very innovation focused and very supportive, and that, you know, has continued to be true over the past few weeks. I mean, they've been like very on it in all senses with what's been going on with coronavirus and making adjustments like the ones I mentioned earlier. And I think, you know, when we took forward the COVID credit project, you know, there was a very much a, how do we get started? When can we do this? You know, for us, it was, you know, how do we quickly regulate a new entity to be an open banking provider? How do we, you know, test this out? Can we do a really quick regulatory sandbox, whatever is required? And so all of that was, you know, offered from day one. And similarly with HMRC, you know, that obviously that they don't set the policy, that they sort of enact it, and so, you know, the technical team there were very, very aware of the, you know, the capabilities that we built and how they could leverage them. So from us, you know, the routes through policymakers and through government were very open. And I know, I'm sure plenty of people on this call have had the same experience. I've been on a ton of calls for the past few weeks where, you know, it seems like decisions are being made, you know, pretty quickly to make, you know, pretty big changes and to involve and use some of this technology as quickly as possible. So from our perspective, you know, it's, you know, open banking, you know, I've said it again, but open banking is you know, the you know, the kind of underlying theme here, and you know, this is an absolutely great way to kind of get it in front of people, and you know, we want to be talking about the use case, and I think for us, it's going through government and enabling something that they can provide to people. For others, it might be different.
Definitely. I mean, like say, having the innovative idea is one thing, but getting it built and getting the distribution is another. And I think, like you say, with the Bank of England and the FCA, we're pretty lucky to have people who take on board suggestions pretty quickly, don't they? I mean, Todd, what do you think? What's sort of missing from this equation? We seem to have lots of people with lots of problems, and we have lots of good solutions now with the community really sort of pulling together. But do you think it's something more that we could be doing to really have the impact that we want to have?
Well, I think to what that previous question about how to raise awareness, you know, I think in addition to providing technology, obviously we all try to provide best practices and advice. So, you know, whenever we deploy a new way to accept the payments through bank payments, you know, we do education of that customer on how they need to educate their consumers. And for the charities, it's as simple as, you know, pay from your bank account, save us money. And how do you really educate the consumer of the benefits of that? So how do we take this forward as an industry? You know, we all play a certain part. You know, Token is plumbing. There are others that are applications. You know, I think we all need to look for opportunities to partner up. You know, the TrueLayer and Coconut is a tremendous example. Token is partnering with a money dashboard to make it easier for consumers to manage their money and sweep funds from with one application. With Railsbank and Nigel and Finastra, we're kind of launching an appathon to help developers more rapidly develop new apps and use cases. So I think it is about realizing we can make a big impact on the industry right now. With success, we're going to be able to knock down a lot of the barriers that are still inhibiting all of our successes, and we're going to be able to make some big changes. And you know, none of us can do that individually. We got to kind of pair up as and when appropriate.
Completely agree. I mean, Simon, what do you think? I mean, open banking is the sort of backdrop to all of this, isn't it, in terms of the solutions that are being provided, but you know, solutions that are needed very quickly. What more do you think we can do at this stage?
So there's a lot of initiatives that are being that are in the offing and have been for some time. I think the critical thing is that we come together in as unified a fashion as we possibly can. So there's sort of industry bodies. If you think of the likes of Innovate Finance with Charlotte and the work that she's been doing with a consortium of lenders, for example, Enterprise Nation. There's a number of industry recognized bodies who are really trying to push the overall voice to the powers that be. I think that is absolutely the right approach. It would be remiss of me if I said that I think that the voice hasn't yet been heard, right? So realistically, if you look at where the UK is versus, for example, where the US is, 4,664 lenders involved in a mass push of lending to SMEs. More than 1 million loans have been issued in the US in a shorter space of time than we've had in the UK to do the same thing, and we've not achieved even a fraction of those numbers. So I think we just need to be persistent, we need to be creative, but collectively is the key.